game since it was on the schedule, and especially after we watched them make 15 threes against Texas Southern and shoot 73% in their next game. They're extremely well coached. And what I love about what he's done with that team is how he's built it over a period of time is they all know each other's strengths. But we learned a lot from this game, and it's a shame that we lost it because they beat us. I mean, they played really well. And it wasn't that we played so poorly, it's that we didn't match that speed. That is what attack basketball looks like. And we think we're attacking, and it's not where that is. And if the rules weren't the way they are, I'd go practice right now, because I would love to get back out there and have our guys continue to understand how fast, how hard, how tenacious they have to be every possession. So we learned the other night from SMU, and I'm speaking on behalf of a relatively young team here, all right, how good you have to be time and time again to go to the glass, and how your guards have to rebound, and how it has to be every possession you're on the offensive glass. We learned from Lamar that if you don't get back in transition and you don't get matched up, it doesn't matter who you're playing, they're going to take advantage of you. We learned tonight what attack basketball really looks like. And we've got good guards, and they can do a lot of different things. We've got some good wings. They were on the attack the entire time. And certainly we were concerned about the three-point shooting from the beginning, with them averaging 12. And we wanted to switch, and a couple times we had some issues in the first half with that where we didn't do as good. But we got that settled in, and we had some tremendous stretches in this game defensively. But bottom line is they beat us on that penetration in the second half at crucial times, and we go to the zone, and 2 of the 3 possessions in the zone we get the shot stopped, but they get an offensive board or a loose ball, and so a couple things went their way on that. But we lost number 1. We were doing a great job of defending the 3. Tremendous job all night long, because the whole key was we didn't want to come off the shooters. That's why we wanted to switch and not be in any type of overhelp situation. And then a couple times we lost one. And he is a really good guard, really good guard. Their 3 leading scorers. That wasn't any shock to us on how they've been playing and what they're capable of. They're going to win a lot of games. I don't know who's picked to win their league. They better be really good to beat that team, because they're going to be, and like I said, he's an excellent coach. He's been an excellent coach for a long time. So lot we've learned from that. It's a shame that we had to lose it. It's a tough night for us. Our margin for error of guys not being at their best is not high right now, but we're asking an awful lot of the young group. But they all want to play at the highest level. I mean, this is commonplace if you play at the next level. Playing a really good team on a Thursday, playing a team on a Saturday, playing a team on a Monday. It's the way that it is. And I'll be anxious to get us back to practice. And what I've learned is you just got to keep pushing young guys through that fatigue level, and it's more mental than it is physical. And there's certainly a lot of physical in it, because we're asking a lot, and our freshmen are playing a lot of minutes. But the bottom line is we want to be good. We got to get mentally tougher, and we got to get mentally tougher every day. So I haven't studied this stat sheet very well, but their parts I have. But go ahead.
First question, Pete.
The points in the paint, I think they had 48. I think the previous game you had 48. And I know size is a factor. What can be done to kind of...
Well, we're going to have to keep mixing our defenses. This was not a team that you want to spend a lot of time on the zone, but we've got to get past where our best post defender is Yogi Farrell. We've got to get some other guys in there. They guard it that way, and it's really not about post defending. It's about fighting. It's about making it harder for the player to get it in. It's about better ball pressure. We knew the biggest key for us from Saturday night to tonight was going to be not only the way we're going to switch and not come off shooters, but we're going to have to be better with our ball pressure. And that's got to be your biggest form of that. But we've got to spend more time on different defenses. And I would think we're spending quite a bit of time on concepts and techniques, but we got to spend even more time on one-on-one. So, we probably not going to need to worry about having anything but bubbles on the rim maybe for a bit as we get better with defending, because we've got to understand how hard we've got to make it to get it in there. And we can score points, but if we don't, again, they got points in the paint because they just attacked us. So it wasn't as much that it was just the post-ups. They got some offensive rebounds on that hurt us. But there's no question over the last few games, we got to get better at defending that paint. And we will. We will. And because the guys that can defend it are going to be the guys that play more minutes, but you have to stop the first line of attack much better. And that's what we didn't do as well. We just had very little awareness late in the game on the shooting. And some of it's fatigue, some of it's youth, but all of it's unacceptable. So we'll get that worked out.
Terry?
Coach, you get the ball back with 14 seconds left, you're down 3. You shoot the 3 really well as a team. Would you like to have seen a 3 there?
No, lengthen the game right there. Let's take the best shot. You know, especially with where we had Nick setting the screen. What did we get out of that one?
You drove and missed, and then you missed the tip and you got.
Yeah, I mean, no, we want to lengthen the game at that point. When the action that we ran, there's 3 different 3-point opportunities off of that. But at the same time, in that situation, you have no problem because you want to go early enough that you can get the offensive board. I mean, what did we miss? 2 layups? Yeah, it's not a problem. I'd run that again. And we had just scored a 3 off that same play, I think. So I have to watch the film, but no, we want to lengthen the game at that point. We want to lengthen the game.
Mike?
Hunter only played 14 minutes tonight.
He didn't play very well. Didn't play very well. He's got to play. He didn't play very well in the first half, and he came back in the second half. I'll give him that. But it was going to be a tough game for him, anyways, with the way that they moved the ball. Remember, 55 facilitates so much of their offense, which is, I mean, really you don't have. They started the big kid to start the game, but 55 it's like playing a guard. And the way that he handles the ball, I mean, and especially with the way we prepared for him. So they didn't do it as much, but I mean, this guy gets it in the corner and drives it out of there and makes plays. I mean, really, really good. But this was a game where you had to be really locked in defensively, and he wasn't the commanding presence that he's capable of being, but that's part of the growth process for him.
What did they do with James to kind of contain him?
They didn't do anything. We didn't penetrate and drive it hard enough. I don't think that was it at all. I mean, I think you got to watch the game. I mean, this game didn't come down to offense. This game came down to they got too much penetration. And James, it wasn't about looks, and we were getting to the rim whenever we wanted. When you watch the same game I watched, right? And we were getting to the rim whenever we wanted. The difference is they were too, and they had more guys that were lowering that shoulder. When James and Rob really continue to understand how to drop that shoulder, how to get the ball out in front, how to make those reads. Look at how many buckets Troy got because we got in the paint and we got the drop off. I mean, that's all by design. So you got to take what the game is giving you, and that game was giving us the middle of the middle rim. You know, there's been certain games where it's given us the slot, certain games where it's given us the middle. I don't know what he had, but. Really what young guys, and this is a great lesson for Robert and James, and Max too, because Max did a good job in the first half, but it's really a great lesson for them, is that no matter what you do scoring-wise, all right, you're never going to be successful just being a scorer or a shooter. You've got to get your game, your energy derives from the defensive side. Think about this. We go into the game, what did he have tonight? James Blackman was our leading rebounder. Think about that for a second. 5.5, right? Rob Johnson was behind him at 5.3 with Hunter. So guard, rebounds, all those things. See, when you have a tenaciousness, you got to have it every night. And those guys have got to learn that. So it wasn't as much about, well, they didn't get this and they didn't get to do that. No, it's not like that at all. You got to be on the attack constantly. And it starts with the defensive attack, because that team was. And we'll learn a lot from that. This is one of the, it doesn't excuse the loss at all, but at the same time, that's what attack basketball looks like, and especially on the offensive end. So as we learn more about that, we'll be better. Like I said, I wish we could go right now, and I'm not just saying that, but we don't need a violation, so I guess we'll have to wait a little bit.
Zach?
You talked about this team's ability to close out some of the tight games that have been in, a couple of the games that maybe were close last 5-6 minutes earlier already this season. What was different about what they were doing, or maybe what you weren't doing too? Because you got it to about, I think, 9, 10, 11 points with about 5 minutes left. What was different tonight?
What was 9, 10, 11? What do you mean?
Like the lead, you had it stretched out there for a while, kind of middle of the second half, and just kind of couldn't put Eastern Washington away.
Yeah, the penetration, Zach. I mean, it was the penetration, and I have to go back and watch. I don't have it like you have it on what we did, where our shots were missed and things like that. I don't have that in my mind. I got to watch that on the film. It was more the defensive. It was more the penetration part. We've got to learn. We're not going to outscore people. We're not going to outscore the best teams. We'll outscore somebody, but we're not going to outscore the best teams. You've got to string stops together. We had a run in the first half where our defense was tremendous, but you got to be able to do that over 40 minutes. I think 3 stops in a row are a big deal for us. We only had 1 of them in the second half. So I got to watch the film. I can't give you as clear an answer on that, but when you got a team that can make threes like that, you can't ever relax on the penetration or the three-point shooters. And a couple times we were just late at the top of the zone, and one hit it, and it hurt us, but we'll learn from it.
Last question, Terry.
You said a couple of times you wish you could practice now. What is the rule? When can you practice?
Tomorrow. Now I got to be a little bit sane, right? Give them a little bit of time to rest, but I can't wait for us to get back there. We got to take a couple days off this week because we didn't have one off last week, but they need to learn. I'm so excited about this team, and I love their spirit. And again, if you write it as excuse, it's because you think I'm making one. I'm not. They've had to do a lot. Okay, not mentioning how much they've been through off the court the last 3 weeks, but all the games that we have had in such a short period of time. Now, I don't regret it. It's great for them to learn it, but it catches up with you. We had a couple guys didn't have better nights, and we're a team right now that's got to have everybody clicking, and until we get a little bit more depth. But it's not a woe is me. There's some good bright spots in tonight too. I mean, there was a lot of entertainment there. Heard a lot of cheering. And we just let our guard down a couple times at the wrong time, and we never got their penetration under control the way that we needed to. And when you're that good that you can get to the rim because the other team is so concerned about how well you shoot the three, and I think a little bit of it happened to them. Did they get up into the shooters? I mean, in answer to whoever asked about James, I'm sure they did. But I mean, look how many times we got down the middle of the lane. So we want to be that good too. We want to be good enough to be, how do you defend us? We're not there yet because we don't have as much of that yet, but at the same time, we got to get a lot better at how we defend the ball. Anybody else?
All right, thanks.
You have one?